Alright, so tell me, do you know what the #1 biggest reason people give for not exercising is? What's that? Huh? Time? Yes. Not having enough! God, I wish there were 28 hours in the day. I'm telling you, I am a busy dude. I am sure, I know for a fact actually, that you are a busy dude. We all are busy dudes between going to school, work, family, walking the dog, family. Did I just say family twice? Well, they could probably be on there twice because they do take up a lot of time and energy, as you know. Anyway, guys, it seems like we're getting busier as a society. And with all the advancements in technology and all that fancy stuff, you'd think that we'd have more time. It'd be getting easier. But unfortunately, it seems like there are constantly more and more things being put on our overflowing plate. But technology is one of the problems that is eating up so much of our day. Gentlemen, here's the deal. Today I wanted to share with you my personal top 10 tips for saving time. Because unfortunately, we cannot add hours to the day, but you can be more productive with the ones that you have. And I am in no way, shape, or form saying that I am busier than you, but these are things that over the years I have developed and have had to come to terms with because I was starting to get so overwhelmed and frustrating. And when you have so much stuff going on, it really is tough to prioritize and you get overwhelmed. And when you get overwhelmed, you get totally unproductive. And so today I thought that maybe my experience and some of these tips that I use can help you. Tip #1, wake up early. Alright, this is something that I personally attribute a lot of my productivity to. Alright, now my early might not be the same as your early. For you, it might be like 9:30 is early if you're normally waking up at 11:30, you slack ass. No, but here's the deal. You will be amazed just by waking up a single hour earlier, alright? You will train yourself. It becomes easier over time. It takes, I think, like 6 weeks to develop a new habit. Once you do, you're going to be amazed. You've got an extra hour in your day. The perfect time to work out, the perfect time to answer some emails, the perfect time to schedule and plan your day, which is tip #2. Every morning, I actually create an outline of my day and what it looks like. Make a list, and at the end of the day, take a look at that list. Put on that list all the essential things that you need to accomplish, and if you don't accomplish it, roll it over to the next day and make it priority #1 for day #2. Tip #3, schedule me time. Me, you, we all need our own personal time to decompress, all right? And schedule that in. You do not need to feel ashamed. I know that everything is pulling you in different directions, but if you don't take time for you, you're not going to be good for anybody or anything else. Tip #4, limit your social media participation. I know, you're like, wait a second, but Twitter, Facebook, what am I going to do if I don't know what Billy just had for lunch? Exactly. How much are you actually accomplishing by being on Facebook? Nothing. Hey, what's that? Huh? You're lying. Nothing. You're not accomplishing anything. And if you're pressed for time, there are better things that you could do to occupy the 15, 20, 30. There's some people I know that I know they're on there for like an hour because you look back at their posting activity, they've posted like 27 things in a day. It's like, seriously, you need a job. And if I was your employer, I would fire your ass faster than I don't know what, but you would be gone. Gentlemen, limit social media. The one exception is Alpha M. These videos I consider, these are your me time. Tip #5, don't overcommit yourself. And this is something that I've had to learn because I used to be just try and please everybody. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, don't worry about it. I am a workhorse. I can get it done. And what ended up happening, I was becoming so overloaded with obligations and things that I needed to accomplish that my stuff wasn't being taken care of. Gentlemen, do not overcommit. This also leads into #6. It's okay to say no. Learning to say no. This is something easier said than done and something that I have definitely struggled with throughout my life. I tend to want to be a people pleaser, and you know, when people are like, hey, can you do this? Hey, I got a project that I need to interview somebody. Can I interview? It only take 5 minutes. I'll send you the questions, whatever. Learn to say no. It's okay. You've got to protect you first and foremost. Tip number 7 kind of falls in line with that, is be realistic with how much time you have and how much time things are actually going to take to accomplish. Because sometimes you'll be like, yeah, I can do that, it's only going to take 5 minutes. Oh yeah, really? Then an hour and 50 minutes later, you're like, I can't believe it. It's taken me so much longer. Gentlemen, be realistic. Things take longer than you think they will. Tip number 8, prioritize your tasks. For me, task number 1 every morning is coffee, because if I don't have that, the rest of the day, I might as well take a big dump on it. Alpha needs his caffeine. And just because something isn't fun doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be or hold a high priority place in your prioritization scale. Does that make sense? Tip number 9 is something that I do when I get overwhelmed, and lately it's seeming like it's happening more and more, is go off the grid. We are so addicted to having everything at our fingertips. We want to know what's happening with our friends. We want to know what's emails, and that's one of the problems, is that we can never get away from work because emails are getting fired real time onto your phone right in your hand. Gentlemen, you gotta unplug. For me, what happens is I'll get overwhelmed, and I start getting when I start getting overwhelmed, my mood changes. I get frustrated, I get short, I get unproductive. And so for me, what really helps is unplugging, turning my phone off. The world isn't gonna end, I'm telling you. Twitter will still be there in an hour, 45 minutes, whatever, but just unplugging and allowing yourself to get centered and to reprioritize and re-engage what you really need to. And tip number 10 is sort of a little bit counterintuitive. I'm talking about what maximizes my efficiency during the day. Well, tip number 10, get enough sleep. I get a solid 7 hours minimum. If I don't, I'm really not as productive the next day as I could be or should be. You need to get sufficient rest. Gentlemen, your body, your mind, everything operates better when you've allowed it to rest. So if you're currently only getting 3, 4, even 5 hours of sleep, you try it. And just like waking up early, going to bed at a reasonable time is something that takes practice, but you can condition yourself. And that's it, my top 10 time management tips. Unfortunately, we cannot get 27 hours out of the day. There isn't a time machine. We haven't developed that technology yet. But what you can do is take care of yourself. By following these tips, it has allowed me to be incredibly productive. And I'm sure that there's 1 or 2 in there that is going to help you be more productive and maximize your time during the day. Time is of the essence, gentlemen, and I have officially spent too much of it on this video. Hopefully you can be more productive than I am today.